Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams. We are here tonight to play some D&D with some of your favorite whiskey tubers, and let's just kind of get right into this. So, Adriana, why don't you tell us what you're drinking and who you're playing?
So, I tried to think of something dwarvish to drink, but just was not in a Ardbeg mood, and that's just the most dwarvish thing I could think of. So instead, I went with something else that I think will always be appropriate for me to drink on here. And that was Booker's. So this is the 2103 batch. And it's Booker's because I play TaLin Creek, a halfling ranger. I forget every single time what I technically am. The halfling ranger, and my best feature is that my buddy is a dog named Booker. He's a huge mastiff, and I can ride him around. He's great.
2103, that's Kathleen's batch, right? I really liked that one.
This one is actually the Bardstown batch.
The 21?
Kathleen's batch might have been.
You said 2103?
2103.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of 2020.
I can't remember which one. Yeah. I'm not good at remembering which batch is which. I just always. I've brought two other Bookers over here in case I didn't want to have this one. So we'll see.
2103 that was Bardstown batch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking it in like 2020 because I know we were kind of talking back. So like I got annoyed at them raising the price and all that.
Yeah,
and
same.
Then, you know, and they put out a couple of stinkers in a row, and I was just like, ugh, what did they do?
You know what really ruined it for me when they did Granny's batch? That shit was disgusting. That was a terrible.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. Actually, I think I avoided getting that one because of your review on it.
That was the few ones they didn't have, but I think everyone on Whiskey Tube was like crapping on it. They're like,
yeah. So speaking of your review, Jason, why don't you go next?
Oh, yeah. So I am Jason C. from the Master and Drum. I play Alessio Morte, arcane trickster / rogue. He is the dark one that, like I like to say, Bill tries to kill each and every week. So if you get bored watching, eventually Bill is going to throw a gaggle of snakes on me to try to kill me to death.
Gaggle of snakes.
Yeah. Tonight I am sipping Tonight I'm sipping some of the best American single malt that I have been enjoying lately, and that's from Cedar Ridge in Iowa, the Field of Dreams. It's I think it's like 2 hours away from there, but this is their quintessential. And this is the first time that they did a first fill sherry cask finish on it, and it's absolutely one of the best American single malts I've ever had. So excited to sip that along with you guys tonight.
That's a heck of a claim.
Quintessential is a good name for a single malt too,
isn't it? It's so good. Yeah.
Oh, they named it. Oh man, like I know Redbreast always says that they're the quintessential copper pot still whiskey. So
yeah, no, they named it. That you see here on the bottle says the quintessential right there. And
I thought you were just being overly.
I did too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this is the actual. I say the word quintessential a lot when I do tastings, and everybody makes fun of me for it, which is hilarious. So it's kind of funny that this is actually called the quintessential.
Trademarked.
Yeah.
Jason, you got to call on somebody.
Let's go to Mr. Knobolas down there.
All right. Well, my name is Clifton. My channel is Bourbon Bites, and I play the rarely dressed half-elf warlock Knobolas.
Rarely and barely.
Yes, he bears it all often. But you know what? I was feeling a little fruity tonight, so I made myself a little tiki cocktail. So
love it.
It's a swizzle. But I also got a couple of rums that I'm gonna maybe switch between tonight.
Ooh, nice.
Some Dorleys, which is a budget range Foursquare product, as well as the Foursquare 2010. So I don't know. I was feeling rum tonight. So
cool.
I love your thinking. I look everywhere when I go to a different state. I look for Dorleys because you mentioned it as like a budget Foursquare because they don't have.
It's just really great for what it is. I mean, this is the XO, the one I'm drinking now. It's aged in Oloroso sherry cask, and it's like $16, and it's just pretty freaking awesome.
What?
So yeah. It's my go-to cocktail one. Nice. But I'll throw it over to Ed.
All right, I am Ed. I play Agnomeio Banderas, who is a fighter. He's a gnome fighter, rock gnome fighter, and I am drinking Goodness Texas rye.
I love that rye. So, that's
it's amazing. It's amazing. If I ever make a rye half as good as this, I will consider myself blessed. So
give it time, but I think you'll get there.
Yeah. No, but it's so coffee and chocolatey, and
I was just gonna say, if yours starts getting some of that chocolate coffee vibes, you're there, man.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should say that. I was distilling some rye today, and I realized I want the right at the end of the heart's cut on our rye. I'm like, that's where the coffee is. That's that coffee note right there. I got to make sure to get that every single time.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I have all kinds of questions, but I think I'll save it for another time. You got my brain wondering. Oh, hold up that glass again. That was super cool. It's like a hexagon kind of glass.
Yeah, Erica picked up a set of these.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. I like that.
It looks like it almost looks like a dice I want to roll.
I was just thinking that too. I'm like, is that a D&D theme glass?
And it's kind of got like a oily finish to it, so it looks kind of like shimmery. Yeah, it's cool.
Is that your excuse? You just didn't wash the glass, did you?
Yeah, and I was drinking motor oil.
It's a feature. It's not. Yes. And I am Bill. I am your dungeon master tonight. I have a channel, The Whiskey Dictionary, and I am, like I said, DMing tonight. I'm drinking some beer. I like to, I say that every week, but I try not to start with the whiskeys, only because then it gets real bad real fast. So I'd rather have them all get hammered and then entertain you than me get hammered and blow it. So
I start with the whiskeys so that I have the guts to do anything that I'm going to try and make TaLin.
Yes.
I actually like when Bill drinks whiskey, because then I feel like he forgets about trying to kill me.
I see.
Right?
Sometimes I forget how I shouldn't try to kill you. It's like,
I started drinking an hour ago.
Yeah. What are you drinking? You're drinking like a little tiki drink? I kind of missed that. I was.
Oh yeah, it's a swizzle. Yeah, it's just like a very strong, using 151 proof rum tiki drink.
Yeah.
Swizzle.
All right.
Ooh,
Well, let's
now
put
we're
Clifton in
talking.
some situations.
Barrel
Then.
again tonight.
What is Knobolas' drunk name?
Swizzle?
I don't know.
It's got to be Nobby, right?
Nobby at one
Yeah, it's
point.
got to be Nobby. Yeah.
Cliffy and Nobby.
Swizzle my nizzle.
All right,
Or
and
nipple,
then
according to him.
just one last
Nipply?
quick thing. I just want to thank our patrons. Clifton, you got the list right in front of you?
Yes, I do. Huge shout out to our patrons of the show: Mike, Steve, Tony Two Toes, EJ, James Taylor, David, Martin Lewis, and Scott MC. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. If y'all are interested in joining Patreon, you go to patreon.com/dungeonsanddrams and support us there. Get access to some cool maps, some secrets that Bill does not reveal to us. That's why we kicked Adriana off the Patreon. So I want to get in all the secrets and how he's going to kill us.
I had to ask him for stuff today because y'all kicked me out.
Yeah, she did.
I was like, I know we're allowed to have this, but I didn't save it. So
Yeah. I actually, anybody who joins now, you're going to learn a lot about the place that we're about to go to today. Probably this week, I'll be posting a thing. So if you're interested, or if you find tonight's, go ahead.
Once it's like revealed and we're past that place, can the players have access to that?
Probably some of it, yeah. I'd like to give you guys a little bit more. I mean, if you're asking for a DM to tell you more about the history of the world that they're creating, I think that they can usually accommodate you, because that's like the biggest gripe. It's like, I wrote a novella about this location. So,
and we're just like, yeah, so moving on.
Like, I stabbed the bartender. It's like,
I stabbed the historian that's trying to tell me.
Yeah, right.
right. All right. Well, speaking of the game, why don't we jump into the recap here and talk about what we did last time. So, when last we saw our heroes, they were traveling towards Urngor Zuak, a dwarven mining operation in the Thunder Howl Mountains. They were attacked by a couple of Garrelons, massive four-armed ape-like creatures, but they were dispatched. One of them sporting a series of G's carved into its skin. Later that day, TaLin, ever curious, came across a curtain of vines that was holding a number of small animals, mammals, bugs, other creatures, and while investigating this, she made contact with a mesmerizing poison that convinced her that it would be a great idea to just wrap herself all up in the vines, get nice and cozy, and then it proceeded to squeeze her to death. Narrowly escaping actual death, only by the heroism of Agnomeio and Booker, who tried real hard, pulling at her leg. She was able to avoid having a bit of a, what would you call that? I'd say not quite a hero's end. So
yeah, it was a pretty pathetic end. I I was in death rolls. I was in death saving rolls.
Yeah, you had failed your first death saving throw too. Had you gotten hit, it would have been a problem. Anyway, so the next day they ran into a large treant named Chester, sullen over the death of so many of its fellow trees at the hands of Halix, or I suppose the concussive blast of Halix. Chester happily spoke to the party and gave them some advice on how to get to Urngor Zuak. It also gave TaLin a number of chestnuts from its boughs and asked her to plant them whenever she had a chance to try to grow some more Ents around the continent. Lastly, the group found a young woman sitting by the mighty Echo River, a miles-long river running between the Whispering Expanse and the Thunder Howl Mountains. She spoke with our party, revealing her true self as the goddess Turasil. And after the party promised that their intent was to stop Halix, she offered them a boon to be used at a later time. So, we rejoin our party as they approach Urngor Zuak. Your legs are weary from travel, your clothes are dusty from the road, and Booker's poor paws could really use some attention. Before we kind of get into tonight's game, so there were about 3 days of walking that you guys did in between our last event and Urngor Zuak. Is there anything that you guys would have been doing on the road that we should talk about? Let your imaginations fly.
What was that?
Developing new drinking songs.
Oh, I like it. Excellent.
We haven't made it far with that, though. We're hoping to learn some from the doors.
We kind of just I don't know, when we ended last week, we were just kind of like, in front of the place, so we're pretty close to it, correct?
Yep, correct. We kind of hurried through the last couple of minutes, so I wanted to make sure if I hurried anything along that you guys had a chance to speak whatever you'd like to say.
I think as long as we tried to heal up TaLin, which I think she did to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think y'all.
Yes, you are all at full health. You had three restful nights of sleep in between the Echo River and where you are now.
All right. So I think we're just trying to find the best way in right now. So.
All right. So TaLin, after you have a little bit more to drink, I might ask you to help me help recite some of those drinking songs.
You're gonna have to wait for a couple more drinks.
I won't make you do that raw.
As I said it, I was like, "Shit, I got nothing." Like,
oh yeah. All right. So
that was a dumb response.
That's okay. Over one of the hills that you guys are cresting, you actually see, this is before you actually get to the front gates. The first sign that you really see of Urngor Zuak is these pillars of smoke that are kind of tendriling out of the top of one of these mountains. And it's pretty consistent. It's not really like the mountain's not on fire or anything. It's coming from chimneys built into the mountain. As you travel a little closer, you see a large and imposing entrance built into the stone. Nearly 50 feet tall, the entrance is an arched tunnel that leads into the mountain, and it's supported by two massive stone pillars on both sides. The arch is made of dozens of intricately carved stones that depict scenes of dwarven history and myth, including battles against giants and dragons, mining expeditions, and legendary feats of craftsmanship. As you move closer, you can see that the entrance is guarded by 4 large stone statues of armored dwarves. One wielding a warhammer, one a mining pick, one holds a balance scale, and one a book. And there's plaques on each statue. Now, I use the word guarded, but I don't want you to, they're not, they're decorations, presumably.
One assumes.
One assumes.
I would like to roll a history check, being that I come from a mining town with a sizable dwarvish population, in Hobblehaven. I'm wondering what I might know about these dwarves and if there's any similarities.
Sure. Go ahead and roll history.
21.
I was going to say, please don't roll a natural 20 because I'll just talk for the next hour about the history of Urngor Zuak.
TaLin is ready. She's just like, can I record every drawing that was on there?
Sure. So with a 21, so there's a number of stories that you would have heard about the legendary dwarves of Urngor Zuak. Urngor, I will also tell you just by such a good roll and your do you speak Dwarvish by any chance?
I do not. I only speak Gnomish.
Okay, but you would have heard stories of this mountain mining town. And Urngor Zuak it means shadow in the mountain. So, give me just a sec here. Sorry. I want to put on some music because hell yeah. Okay. Also, I think that might be your drink, Clifton. It's super loud. I think it's the ice.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. Place it off. I didn't realize that. Sorry.
No problem. Cool. All right. So what you know about this this mining town is that it was discovered prior to the original breaking of the world. So before Halix's first arrival in Dimidium. It was founded by 4 separate clans: the Ironhearts, the Silverhammers, the Goldbeards, and the Platinum Weaves. Each one of them arrived within this mountain pass, touting several of their clan members with them, and they worked to carve out a massive cave system within this mountain. With such a good role, is there anything in particular that you'd like to know? I'll kind of give you some information for free, but there's really a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the most pertinent thing is, how welcome outsiders are, and the social norms surrounding travel into a dwarvish city.
Sure. So I would say you would know that the dwarves are a bit military, but much more just matter of fact. If you're not there with ill intent, you'll likely be fine. If you are, you'll likely have the entire cave system coming down on you. Even though there's 4 separate clans here, they are still working as a city, and they will defend it if necessary.
All right. So keep it cool.
Keep it cool.
So, do the statues represent the different clans, the 4 statues?
They sure do. So, why don't you pick one? There's one holding a warhammer, one a mining pick, one a balance scale, and one a magical tome.
I kind of like the sound of the Goldbeards.
Perfect. So there's a statue of Durin Goldbeard, and he's the one holding the balance scale. Durin Goldbeard was one of the most renowned dwarven traders in the history of Urngor Zuak. He was a master of negotiation, and his word was as good as gold. This is what it says on the plaque. Sorry. His keen eye for valuable resources led him to discover a massive vein of gold deep within the mountain, which greatly enriched the Goldbeard claim. Durin used his wealth to build a network of trade routes that connected Urngor Zuak with the other dwarven settlements along the Thunderhowl Mountains. And that's about it. Yep.
All right, so he was a hell of a gold miner.
He sure was.
All right, somebody else pick the next one.
Ooh, I want to know about the fellow with the pick.
Sure. So the fellow with the pick is Keldor Silverhammer, and he was another legendary founder of Urngor Zuak. He was a master miner and a gifted blacksmith who helped build the foundations of the dwarven city. Keldor was instrumental in discovering some of the richest veins of ore in the mountain and was responsible for designing many of the mine shafts and tunnels that still exist today. He also played a crucial role in the creation of the Silverhammer clan, which is still one of the most respected clans in Urngor Zuak.
Hashtag band name, Keldor Silverhammer.
That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah. In the Hall of the Mountain King.
It sounds like a folk metal, the frontman for a folk metal band.
Like anthem metal rock. Keldor Silverhammer.
Hey everybody, we're Keldor Silverhammer.
Not to make you read every single plaque.
I'm happy to.
I was really curious. I was curious about the magical tome guy.
I wrote these all. I'm happy to repeat that. Otherwise, it was just for me. For the magical tome. So, this is Alaric Platinum Weave. So, Alaric was a master wizard and the founder of the Platinum Weave clan. He was renowned for his magical abilities, particularly his skill in weaving enchantments into fabrics. It was said that Alaric could imbue cloth with the power to heal wounds or enhance a warrior's strength. Under his guidance, the Platinum Weave clan became the foremost purveyor of magical items and enchanted artifacts in all of Urngor Zuak. Alaric's legacy lived on through his apprentices, who continued to perfect the art of weaving magic into cloth.
Well, that is just the raddest thing I've ever heard.
Right?
Seriously.
I'm looking for a shirt here.
I want some magical shirt that makes me fly or some crap. Jesus.
Right?
I just want a shirt with nipple cutouts. That's all I care about.
I feel like we gotta get you
disturbing.
like the full suit, like the nipple
Yes.
cutouts, the chaps, like a cape maybe. Can we get you a cape?
You could definitely get a cape.
Maybe there's like a shirt that he can make that actually
Yes.
doubles the strength of his nipples. It'd be amazing.
Well, you know what
That'd
you
be
need?
awesome.
Just like you flipped that coin in the last episode, you should get a like a chess piece with cutout nips, but like diamonds on it. So every time you shoot, it just splits the thing. You can hit 20 people at once.
I mean,
I can do it.
Flashing energy. Oh my god.
there's got to be a spell advancement or something that's called like hardened nipples. That has to be a thing.
Well, since you guys are looking at these anyway, the last guy that we didn't discuss. So this is I didn't talk about the guy with the warhammer yet, correct? I believe Drogon Ironheart.
Correct.
Yeah, so Drogon Ironheart was one of the legendary founders of Urngor Zuak. He was a fierce warrior and a skilled blacksmith who crafted some of the finest weapons and armor the dwarves had ever seen. Drogon led the Ironheart clan in the founding of Urngor Zuak, and later went on to serve as the captain of the city guard. He was known for his unwavering loyalty to the dwarven people and his bravery in battle.
Damn. Now opening up for Iron Maiden, it's Ironheart.
Drogon Ironheart, yes.
Drogon Ironheart. Opening up for Slaughter. Here they go.
So, would you guys like to head into the city?
Oh yeah, for
After
sure.
hearing
Hell
the
yeah.
badass names that you came up with, yeah, I want to go in.
Awesome.
Hopefully, Mr. Ironheart doesn't try to kick our ass.
Well, so these are all long dead dwarves at this point.
Okay.
The city was formed. So the original breaking of the world was about 300 years ago, and this was formed prior to that. Dwarves as a race tend to live about 200 years. So, okay. So between all of these statues, as you kind of walk through the middle of them, they're all kind of looking down on you. The giant gates are in front of you. And as you walk through this tunnel, it's dimly lit by torches, and the air is cool and dry. The sound of hammers can be heard striking metal, and it's echoing through the tunnel. Heard, yes. I don't even know what word I was looking at when I said that.
I heard Adriana laugh.
So, you guys walk into an immense cave, 200 feet tall, and it looks like miles across. Alessio, you've actually seen similar structures to this in the massive crystals within the Rift of Qualis. However, those are magically created. This was carved from the stone itself. Looking at the top of the cave, the ceiling is stained black from the constant soot building up at the top. You can just barely make out a number of creatures moving across the ceiling. On your... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's like the movie Alien. Go.
So let me give you a little bit. How about this? Agnomeio and Alessio, why don't you guys both roll me a perception check?
Sure.
They're really high up there, and I don't believe it's a creature that either one of you have ever seen.
Sounds horrifying.
17.
I think that are not-
9.
And a 9. So Alessio, you actually having been from a city, you're from the Rift of Qualis, but you've been through cities before, and you've come to know that occasionally cities have these little creatures called kobolds, which are these little dragonkin style creatures. They're always covered in scales. They're fairly short, like very short, and oftentimes in cities they're found doing kind of gross or mundane chores like cleaning sewers or scrubbing whatever. In general, they're just good workers, and if you keep them fed and if you entertain them with little shinies, then they're happy to do the work. So what you see on the ceiling are little red scaled kobolds that have climbed up there to scrub the soot off of the ceiling with brushes and unclog one of the chimneys built into the top of the cave.
What do they look like?
So they're little dragons, kind of. They're very short, like a couple feet tall, maybe 3 feet tall.
Tiny dragon.
But they have a snout like a dragon. They walk on 2 legs, and they're generally like humanoid. They're intelligent.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question.
So, but they're way up there, and they're doing a job. So you guys continue to walk into the city, and on your left you see a large tower. This large tower is completely made out of iron. The bits that aren't seem to be painted iron. So everything is just completely just metal. Metal. And it's about 50 feet tall, and there's several dwarven sentries on top of it. 2 of them watch as you walk in, and the other 2 continue on with their conversation. One of them yells down to you, "Hold!"
Well, yeah. I'm holding a lot of stuff. What's up?
Says, put your hands down. You just stay right there for a minute. And you guys, what would you like to do?
Well, since I'm kind of ahead, I kind of like spread my arms out. It's like, everyone just don't move. We're in the midst of an iron watchtower. Let's just, just chill out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. So your arms are actually starting to get kind of tired because they're making you wait a few minutes. But after a couple of minutes, the gates of the iron watchtower open, and a dwarf walks out, followed by 2 more dwarves atop grizzly bears. One of them is carrying a battle standard with a symbol showing 2 crossed axes on top of an icon of a bear on a leather background. The dwarf appears, the dwarf leading them, he's on foot, and he appears middle-aged. He's wearing scale mail and carrying 2 hand axes. A little baby small brown bear is trotting along beside him, kind of following a little bit behind.
That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
I know, right? I'm losing it over here.
He walks up to you, and I'm just going to put this out there. Dwarves typically have Scottish accents, and mine is not good. So I don't think I'm gonna try.
Here we go.
But
Come on.
You should have had the whiskey.
Right? You need a couple more glasses of scotch.
Go for it. Find yourself some Highland Park. I feel like that's the most dwarvish
taking an online class and doing that type of an accent.
Dude, I've watched a lot of videos, and it's a lot, man.
You should have just watched Braveheart all week.
That's how you do it.
Oh, where do you think the hold came from?
Just watch Just do his sexy DILF accent.
All right, DM, take it away. Here we go.
All right, so I've got some Highland Park. So,
Yes.
aye, laddies. All right. So this friendly dwarf, like I said, he's middle-aged. He's wearing some armor. He's got a couple of hand axes. He's not holding them, but they're like kind of attached to his hips. He's definitely armed, but he's not threatening. And he walks up and he says, "You enter Urngor Zuak, the shadow of the mountain. State your business." I think that whiskey helped.
Well met, my fellow mining friend. As you can see, me and my compatriots, we have entered your hold, looking for a chance for rest. We are on a quest to defeat a giant snake god. As you can probably imagine, it's very stressful, and we need a little R&R.
We're also looking for an airship.
Yeah,
and an airship. If you have any airships.
I mean, R&R sounds great, but there is a purpose.
Objective is to get an airship.
Aye, we have an airship here, and we have plenty of places for rest. How long do you figure you'll be staying?
A few days.
Yeah,
only a couple days.
Yeah,
enough time to see the sights.
Yeah,
that sounds great. The skyship, it's currently here, but it's not leaving for a couple of days. I think I went Irish there, but I'm gonna go with it. Hey!
Just roll with it, buddy.
Just roll with it. Sorry.
Celtic accent.
Sometimes I get to feel self-conscious too. All right. So anyway, he says, the skyship, it'll be here for a couple of days, but it's not leaving. It's not leaving for a couple of days, so you'll be all right. If it's an inn you'd be looking for, there's the Grizzled Bear Inn. That's over here in the Ironheart quarter, and then there's the Silver Sweet Inn over in the Silverhammer clan quarter. I could point you to either one, or I can leave it to your business, and you can explore on your own.
Agnomeio, do you want to go to the Silverhammer?
Well, I was
quarter?
thinking
the mining.
my father was a miner. I would much love to be amongst the people of this soil.
Your father was a miner, eh? You're a wee gnome. Was your father a gnome as well?
Well, some say he was. Some say he was a very, 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 very short elf. It's hard to tell the difference.
Interesting. So you be half dwarf. Well, then I'll be buying you a drink tonight. All right,
my friend. You seem like a scholar and a gentleman.
Can you tell us about the airship? Like, who owns it, or like, is it like your people that own it, or?
Sure. The airship, it go between here and the capital. Flies back and forth every few days, taking some of the items that the Goldbeards make, some of the more refined ores that we have, and bringing back food and other things that we need. The skyship, its name is the Crown of the the Jewel in the Mountains Crown.
And they don't mind if we just borrow it?
Well, you can certainly book passage aboard it.
Yeah,
It'll cost you a little bit of gold, but it's not. It's going there anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think this is like Hertz where we can just rent it. So we're
What was it called again? What was the ship's called?
The Jewel of the
The
Mountain.
jewel in the Mountain Crown.
Ooh, that's a good name.
It's a good name.
I like it.
Thank you.
It's a fine name.
As a note, actually, as you guys were walking up towards Urngor Zuak, you would have seen that there is actually a second peak that's larger behind this mountain. And at the top of that peak, there was a skyport. And you would have seen the airship actually up there docked. There is a very, very long couple of chains that are leading from somewhere within this mountain up to the peak of that mountain. And there was a skyway, kind of like a gondola, that will take people back and forth.
Oh, neat.
Like a ski lodge. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the
Precisely.
the same airship that I took before? Jewel up the mountain.
That's a good question. Where were you coming from? I'll bring up Dimidium for you to take a quick little look.
Thank you. I'm like,
You're welcome.
Ooh, I would have been coming from a long ways. Probably would have needed a break. Doop, doop, doop. I was coming from Riviere because I'd had to stop there on my way from Ivera.
Yeah, so Riviere, that's the capital city of the elves on Lithuan. And actually, it's just to the south of where this whole campaign began. So you would not have taken that skyship, and the guy says, well, actually, no, you were asking me. So you would not have taken that skyship. Whatever that skyship is called is up to you. You don't have to tell me now, but you get the privilege of naming that skyship.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he says, all right, so if it's an inn you're looking for, I can walk you there, or if there's somewhere else that you'd like to explore, you're off on your own. Just don't be causing any trouble, and we won't have any problems. Also,
not causing trouble is my middle name.
What should I be calling you?
Aha. Well, I am sure you have heard of me because your local wood hippie has heard of me. I am Agnomeio Banderas, aka my secret identity, Noro.
Are you talking about Chester?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a diss on Chester.
Quick timeout here. So for anybody watching this in the future, so we realized after the fact there was some issue with our video. Ed unfortunately wasn't actually on the stream, so the edited podcast version of this stream, you guys missed something, and I'll tell you real quick. Long story short, Chester knew of Agnomeio, and he knew of his exploits over in Hobblehaven, and he came to find out those things from some seedlings that had just happened to come across on one of these skyships, and Chester had spoken with the grass, and he learned of the fantastical whimsy of Agnomeio. All right, back to the game. So what would you guys all like to do? He's kind of looking at you expectantly. I mean, it's still his job to kind of know where you're going. So
I think it's
tell us the way to the inn.
I think we're gonna head over to the Silverhammer clan and see.
Get to know some locals.
This way, Nordo can talk with his people. Let's go explore.
Sure. All right. So you guys are gonna head to the north. I'll just I'll move you whenever it's relevant. For the most part, I just have this on here so that you guys can see the whole city.
This place is huge.
It is huge.
Yeah, this is cool.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Yeah, this is cool.
Appreciate that. As you're walking away, actually, lost my place. So his name is Drogue, and he says, by the way, don't miss it later today. There's gonna be some bear riding over in the Bear Hold, which is over in the Ironheart clan just behind me here.
What kind of bears we talking?
It depends on what you feel like riding. You could do bear.
Oh no, not that. Not those kind of bears.
I'm not biting, Clifton.
They're all pocket bears. That's the problem.
That's true.
So he says we got grizzlies for the more tough of you. We got brown bears and we've got some black bears for the kiddos.
Black bears for the kiddos. Okay. A rough and tumble group.
A little bit. All right. So you guys head up to the silver. I have so many notes. Silverhammer. The Silver Sweet Inn.
No, I had a different. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There it is. Okay. So you head up to the Silver Sweet Inn, and it's located on a side street and is known for its delicious food and drink. As you walk up to this door, there's a couple of lanterns on both sides of the door, and you notice that they're red. They're not typical like torch, yellow, orange, whatever you want. And you're actually kind of noticing a lot of the lights around here are red.
It's a red light district.
I wish I was that clever. Although it certainly could be if you'd like. But
TaLin's back here rolling her eyes.
I feel like we came across like this in a previous town, right? The red lights meant something. Like, am I misremembering that?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but it doesn't matter. Either way,
I think that was in a movie or something.
Probably was.
So as you're kind of looking at these lights, a little puzzled, one of the random dwarf walks behind you and he goes, "Hey, not from around here, huh?"
Mm-mm.
The red.
Not a clue. What's going on?
The red lights, they help keep our night vision. So when we go down in the mine, it's not so bad.
I was kind of wondering if that's what it was, or if it was to indicate it was like nighttime. Is that like how they keep their circadian rhythm?
Kind of brilliant.
Yeah. So and actually, just because you mentioned it, so it's roughly 6 o'clock at night. Actually, it's getting to be kind of nighttime. You guys arrived at it wasn't quite sunset, but it's 6 o'clock at night.
But is it like always dark here though? Is it just like nighttime constantly?
So funny that you ask. So I kind of forgot to mention these couple of things. And they're kind of big things, actually. As you guys were looking inside of this giant cave, there's actually these 4 gigantic pillars. Like I said, giant thing to miss. So there's these giant pillars that are actually helping to kind of hold the cavern from collapsing. This is a giant hole carved into a mountain, and that's a lot of pressure. So these giant columns were left when they were chiseling out this whole cave. So there's no seams anywhere, but hanging off of all of these are multiple of these red lights. And so the entire place is kind of cast in this reddish glow. Now there are also normal lights, so you guys aren't having a hard time seeing, but just know that everything kind of has a red tinge to it.
Okay.
Right. Black and red, it's my favorite color combo.
Yes. All right, would you like to go into the inn?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
All right.
I smell good food out here. Let's go in.
So you guys walk into the Silver Sweet Inn, and its interior is decorated with silver accents, and the rooms, you could see a couple of the rooms kind of... Let me back up. You guys walk in, and you walk into this grand room. It's kind of like a big common room. And there's a number of people here that are drinking or eating or whatever. There's a bar where there's a person working behind just kind of cleaning a mug. And off to the side, you see a few rooms that are just open, and there's a bed or two in each one. So this is very much just kind of your typical inn, food, whatever else you need. They offer baths here. Whatever you guys need.
That place. But first dinner.
First dinner.
I can use a
First
drink.
dinner. So do you guys want to sit down? Or do you want to walk up to the bar?
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
We want to get a bite?
Oh, yeah. Shall we walk up to the bar?
Yeah.
Ask
go to
them
the bar.
about rooms and
Sure.
dinner?
So there's a short female dwarf behind the bar. She's got a long beard, as one does. And she introduces herself. She says, "Oh boy, a female Scottish accent." I'm gonna need some more.
Set yourself up for this one.
Oh boy.
Hold on. All right, we'll just go with this. Hello, I'm Hilda Stone. That's what I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm Hilda Stonefist.
It's great.
I'm Hilda Stonefist.
That's what I was thinking.
Welcome to the Silver Pickaxe Inn. And you look at her, and
All you
she's
have
kind
to
of
do
this,
is be
like I
nice.
said, she's got this long beard, but she's also like kind of wearing a single pauldron for whatever reason, and other than that, she's dressed in normal clothes. What can I do for you?
It looks like we're going to be staying here for possibly a couple days until the airship comes back. So what kind of accommodations do you have?
Sure. So she kind of walks over to a ledger on the table, and she grabs her beard and she kind of flicks it over her shoulder because it's just in the way. And you notice it's braided up nice. There's little bows in it and stuff. She's trying to look pretty. And she's looking at the ledger. She says, "I have about 7 rooms left at the moment. If you'd like to, they're 5 gold apiece. But that comes with your meals each night. For every day. 5 gold will buy you 2 meals a day. And bath whenever you'd like."
Ooh, I love an all-inclusive.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah,
All-inclusive resort.
More than fair.
I'm loving this R&R. We're in.
Like,
4 rooms.
Like a
So-
friggin' Embassy Suites. Like
So you guys
this.
are each getting your own room?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that'll be, go ahead and mark
And out in
5.
the wilderness. We living
Yeah.
like kings.
She's like,
Are we
Yeah.
paying for 2 nights? How many nights are we here?
I could kind of tell when you walked in that you guys had been out traveling for a while. I'd suggest the baths first.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is fair. This is
Ow.
fair.
I'm so
And-
hungry, though.
So, how many would you guys like to try to stay here? Do you want to book the rooms for 1 night or 2 nights? As they said, the sky
2
ship's
nights.
probably going to leave in about 2 days.
Yeah,
So,
so we'll
2
do
nights.
we'll do 2 nights.
nights.
2 nights, yep.
all right, cool. So it'll mark off 10 gold on each one of your item sheets, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
good.
All right. She says, all right, I'll, she kind of snaps, and this smaller dwarf comes over, looks to be not quite a child, maybe a teenager. And, she says, Sigrid, go fill the baths, 4 of them, unless, will you be bathing together or
Nope.
separate?
Oh,
No. Yeah.
wow.
Never back.
No, yeah,
I am a betrothed man.
betrothed. Well, that's too bad.
Knobolas is down for whatever.
TaLin looks over like, what? Who's engaged
We-
to you?
I will say,
Listen, I don't know why she made such a bad decision. I just don't question it.
I can understand. So you guys want four baths, right?
Yep.
And she looks
Yes,
down at Booker, and she says, "Oh, who's this little puppy dog?
He's going to be staying in my room. This is
He's gonna be staying. All right. So that'll actually be 6 gold apiece for you. Sorry, we gotta
That's all
clean a little bit more when there's dogs. His paws are looking a little ragged. Would you like? We have a person here in town that can come over and kind of groom him a bit if you'd like.
Oh, that'd be excellent, especially if they have some kind of balm or something for the pads of his paws.
Absolutely. Another 2 gold should just about cover it.
On it.
All right. So, what is your dog's name again?
Booker.
Booker. Booker, why did you, is he a friendly dog?
Oh, he's very friendly, as long as I tell him.
All right. So she actually
of him biting into people.
So she leans down and she takes the so if you remember, Booker had some magical bracers on all 4 of his legs. And she kind of looks down, she says, you want to take those with you. We're not responsible for lost goods here. And
wait, so is she taking Booker away from me to this person?
So
I didn't say that.
So either well, that's up to you. She's offering to take him to the or to have him taken to the dog groomer, or you can walk him there yourself, I suppose.
I'll take him by there in the morning.
In the morning.
I'd like
all right.
to, yeah.
All right. No problem. All right. So the Sigrid is off filling up the baths, and she says, "All right. So why don't you go take your baths, and we'll have some food ready for you when you get back."
Okay.
All right.
Knobolas just tripped down right there, then and there in the lobby.
she
strides off confidently.
You know what?
And TaLin is trying to hold up a towel, but like she's too short, so I'm just like hiding the back of her knees.
So, Knobolas, I'd like you to make a performance check for me.
Oh.
Performance check for this.
Here, Bill. Let's just do it. Oh, 13.
She looks and she's all right. Put some clothes back on. Put some clothes. It's fine. It's over here. It's like 3 doors down. You got a little ways to walk. I don't want to see that.
Sorry, I thought this was another type of bathhouse. My apologies.
No,
the red lights got him all confused.
It happens.
The bear riding, the red lights. What was it?
All right. So as you guys you go take your baths, about an hour goes by, and all of you you're nice and clean. They take your clothes, and if you allow them to, they will take your clothes and they will clean them for you. Does anybody?
Do we have a change of clothes?
Do you have a change of clothes? I don't believe that any of you do. Certainly not a change of armor.
No.
Hey, my armor doesn't need cleaning.
I was gonna say, can we go to our rooms and drop off our armor? Like I don't mind them cleaning my clothes, but my armor I'm a little more protective of.
Sure. All right. We'll go back a little bit, and you guys can say can we go to our rooms first or whatever. So, so while Sigrid's filling up your bath, so Hilda shows you to your rooms, and each one, and she says, "There's a chest there. Here's the key. This is the only key to that chest. Each one of you can put whatever you'd like in there, and unless somebody's walking away with that whole chest, your stuff will be safe."
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So I'm going to assume that you guys are going to put anything... Well, tell me what you're doing. Are you guys putting stuff in the chest? Are you not? What are you putting in the chest?
Yeah, I'm putting all my stuff in the chest.
Yeah, same with me, everything.
I will put everything but my hat.
Of course.
No, actually.
Are you bathing in your 3 hats?
Well,
that's
course.
true. He's got the sombrero, the pith hat, and then there's another the new hat.
Sombrero de Cordobas.
Yes, and then the new one as well.
2 up here, 1 down here.
The pith hat is just...
When Knobolas got naked, you put your pith hat over. And you look down, you're pithy.
Alessio trusts no one. Yeah, he's not putting anything in the chest.
Okay, so you're gonna walk to the baths with all of your stuff on and everything. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna strip down, but still wear all my gear somehow.
Totally fine. All right, so we're gonna kind of take this one by one here for a minute. So Agnomeio, we'll start with you.
Or baths?
Yes. This will be short, but still, we'll do one by one.
You have to roll to take a proper bath.
We're
How well can you clean?
We're not rolling anything.
Clean?
All right, just trust me. All right, so Agnomeio. You walk in, the room is completely empty, and you get into the bath. It's nice and warm. It's perfect. Everything's good. And after about a minute, there's a knock on the door.
Who is it?
We're here to help. If you'd like any help.
I am fully capable of bathing myself. Please
Okay.
excuse yourself.
Is
No
this
problem.
the red light part of the district?
All right. So Alessio, same thing with you. So you go in. You're fully clothed. So tell me what you're doing. I mean, so like I said, just trust me.
I love it so
Well, I mean, I obviously I take off all my gear, but I want it inside. So I take off my gear, I get in the bathtub, and I start bathing.
Okay, cool. After a couple minutes, hello.
Housekeeping.
Knobolas is going to be like, come on in. We already know.
Alessio says, "Who is it?"
We're just here to help. If you need anything, do you need a drink? Do you need any of your clothes taken care of?
I'm fine. Leave me be.
All right. TaLin, you're up next. You go in, you do your thing. I believe you were just in kind of normal clothes. And after a couple minutes, hello. I'm helping you. And then you hear TaLin, you hear the doorknob start to turn.
Oh, hell no. Booker is growling at the... See, this is why I kept Booker with me. I was already going to say Booker was going to growl at the door. Booker is absolutely growling. And also, I folded my clothes and set them outside the door to be washed.
Okay.
As I've stated in N before.
Sorry, so then I'll back up just a minute. So you
just
hear
my
hello,
regular clothes, not my armor.
But then you hear, do you want me to take these clothes to get taken care of, or would you like me to leave them here?
Yeah, if you could get those clean, that'd be great.
Okay. So ignore the open door part because
that was my favorite. That was my favorite thing ever.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. And Knobolas. So you're going into another room now. As you walk into this room, Knobolas, the bath is still it's still not quite warm. There's some heating elements underneath it there's these little stones that are kind of glowing with a red sigil on them, and they're gradually heating the water. So you're gonna have to wait a minute or so or two for this water to get warm. Are you in typical clothes, or I think you said that you left all of your armor and everything in the room?
Sorry, my thing glitched out. Can you see me?
I can see you, yes.
Yes, you're back. It glitched for just a second. You're back.
Okay.
Sorry, can you say your question again?
Yeah, no problem.
Glitched.
So you walked into the room, and the water's not quite warm yet, but at the base of the like the bathtub, it's like a metal thing, silver actually. It's heating up using these rocks that have these little fire runes on them, and it's just gradually heating up. So you've got a couple of minutes to wait. After a couple of minutes. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you just wearing typical clothes, right? I believe you said that you dropped everything off.
I was gonna say, yeah, I dropped everything off. I'm just wearing my clothes. But can I also grab some rope out of my stuff before I do and tie my key to my like a bracelet out of it and tie it to my wrist?
Sure. You had some sort of thread going on in your bag, so you tied your the key to your wrist. Jeez, kept wanting to say bracelet. Okay, yeah, no problem. So as you're kind of waiting around. Behind you hear kind of like a scratching.
And
I'm
all
alone in the room, they're not filling the bath for me at the moment, or
that's what you think, or that's what you expect.
Wow, okay.
You assumed that you were alone in the room until you heard the scratching.
Can I go? Can I hear at least what direction it's coming from?
It's directly behind you.
Oh. Can I get up and investigate it?
Yeah, you turn around. In this room, you see a little green creature that you remember very well. This is a quasit, and it's got these little tiny horns, and this is the same kind of creature that you saw in your original hotel room on that very first day in Alowith Harbor.
Oh no, the one that I chucked at the wall. Down the stairs or whatever. So
this little guy, he jumps up on the side of the bath, and he looks at you, and he just starts making little noises.
You okay there, friend?
And he reaches down into the water and he just splashes you.
I forget how I last left this conversation. I know he like went out the window, but I don't remember like was I friendly with him or was
so
like...
You don't know if this is the same one or not.
Okay.
I mean, it might be. But
can I, like,
let me refresh your memory though. The way that you left that last one. So you picked him up and you hurled him out the door at the wall, and then he attacked that little dog demon thing out in the hallway, and then I believe he disappeared. So he reaches down, he splashes water at you.
Can I like splash him back and be like, "What are you doing here?"
And he
hey, little buddy.
he kind of looks at his wrist and he taps his wrist, and you start to feel. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me, actually.
Sure.
Very unclean.
20.
Pretty nice.
Oh.
All right. So, with a 20, that's pretty good. So you start feeling yourself kind of feel a little bit faint, but something's not right, and you kind of shake it off, and you go, or he's trying to do something to you.
Wait, so I started to feel faint, like
you started feeling like very sleepy. Let's put it that way. You started feeling very tired, but you managed to shake it off, like almost like you're watching TV late at night and you're just like, no, I gotta finish the episode.
Can I just like? I'm just trying to make sure I stay awake. Can I like splash water on my own face or something to keep myself awake?
Sure. With a 20, that's no problem. Okay. And so he looks a little grumpy at you, and then he disappears.
Well, that was suspicious. Why does everyone else have like people knocking on their door offering to help, and I have this little freaking demon thing?
Right?
But okay. Fine.
Because you're Knobolas.
That's the next.
All right. So at this point, the water is plenty warm. If you'd like to take your bath, you're welcome to do so.
Yes, I would.
All right. So after a few minutes, you hear, "Hello."
Moment I've been waiting for.
Hello. Do you have any clothes need to be cleaned or anything?
Oh yeah, I left them in here.
All right. He jiggles the handle a little bit. The door seems to be locked.
Oops, sorry about that.
And then as you get up out of the bath, you see that the closet is actually standing next to the door, and he had just locked the door.
Oh shit. Okay. Can I still get out though and attempt?
The door's locked.
Could you unlock it?
If you walk over, yeah, sure. So you walk over, and the closet kind of gets out of your way, and then he jumps up on top of the inside of this room. There's like a number of like bookshelves and like there's stuff. It's kind of like a nice bathroom. There's like oils and there's soaps and whatever else. And he jumps up onto the soap, and you see him disappear. And then you see, he jumps up onto one of the bookshelves, and you see him disappear. And then you see that some of the items on the shelf are starting to move. And you open the door. This guy walks in. He's like, "Oh, jeez, guy, come on. Where's your clothes?"
Oh, don't act like you haven't seen it before.
I just didn't want to see that one, but that's fine. All right. We have one of we have a mage out here. He can prestidigitate your clothes. They'll smell nice. They'll look nice. They'll be fine. He looks around. He sees the folded things, and he just kind of walks over. He grabs the folded clothes. He's like, "Are these them? Is this everything?"
Not everything, but it should suffice.
All right. And then at that moment, a shampoo bottle kind of knocks off the shelf, and he sees it, and there was absolutely no reason for that to happen. He's like, "Did you see that?"
No. Well, I mean, did you see me?
I mean, yes,
Knobolas doesn't care at all about the creepy haunting, the fucking critter.
There's a reason my hands
He's trying to get laid.
Yes, I see you. There's a reason my hands. I mean, there's people in the city that will take care of. Like, if this is something that you're interested, we can take care of you. But I'm not your guy.
Is that included in the 5 gold?
It's not included in the 5 gold at all.
No, my buddy over here got offered a drink, and like, what the hell? I didn't get offered anything. But this guy in my room, get out. Yes, just go.
Would you like a drink? Because you seem pretty thirsty.
Now that you mention it, yes. I'll have a brandy.
A brandy. All right. No problem. And he takes your clothes out of the room. And as he closes the door behind him, 3 bars of soap just fly at the door and smash right against it. And then he walks back in and he's like, was there something else? Did you knock?
Oh, no, that's it.
Okay.
And then I turn back once he's gone and closed, and I lock the door again. Like I turn back towards the, was it closet?
Yes, closet. Yep.
I'm like, what the hell? Ruining my chances here.
So you hear on the other side of the door.
He ruined your chances.
You hear on the other side of the door, I don't get paid enough for this. And then, all right, so the closet has made himself reappear, and he points over at the bathtub, and he kind of taps on his wrist again.
I mean, I assume, like, I look down at my wrist and I still have my key, right?
You do. Yep.
Okay. So I guess I get in the bathtub. I don't know. I'm getting mixed signals here. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Do whatever Knobolas would do. All right, so you get back in the bathtub. Yeah, you get back in the bathtub, and the closet kind of jumps on the very end, like down where your feet would be, and he splashes more water at you. And I'd like you to make another actually a wisdom saving throw.
I need it.
Does this guy belong to the
20.
Yeah, good roll again. All right.
Damn.
He looks very grumpy at you again, and then he disappears. And the rest of your bath goes fine.
Thankfully. Okay. Do I get my brandy?
Yes, actually, a few minutes later, a different man returns with your brandy.
The first
and,
one.
I'm gonna go open the door.
He walks in and he's like, hello, I heard that you might want a brandy.
No, I'm into bears, okay? That's not.
He wants a bear.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well,
He's got it down a little bit. Get some bass in your voice.
He
has
wants that big and hairy, like.
He does,
yeah.
Well, so I mean, this is a dwarf. He does have a big beard, but still. Anyway, he hands you his brandy. I'm not inclined to do stereotypical voices here because I don't want to offend anybody. So, anyway,
do I have a happy ending in my bath? That's all I need to know.
Only if you give it to yourself.
Damn it. Fine.
Does the beard match the carpet?
So, the person who brought you your brandy, he actually says, if you're looking for what I think you're looking for, ask again at the front desk. They can point you in the right direction.
Oh, thank you. And I toss him a gold coin as a tip, or a gold piece.
Sure. He looks very excited about that. That's a good amount of money.
That's a good chunk of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any silver on me, so.
You could always, anytime that you want, you could just. So a single gold is 10 silver. It's like denominations, right? So.
Oh, okay. So can I just do 5 silver then? Sorry, I didn't realize I could do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So you tip in him an electrum. An electrum is worth 5 silver essentially.
Okay. Great.
Anyway, all right. So you guys finish your baths. The rest of you much less eventful than Knobolas here, and head out to the main area. And well, actually, you tell me. Like after your bath, are you going back to your room getting dressed, or are you heading back like casual clothes back to the main room?
Yeah, were our clothes clean and returned?
Your clothes were clean. Everything that anybody who asked for their stuff to be cleaned is cleaned. Anybody who left their stuff in the chest, it's in the same state that it was.
All right. So I think we're gonna go have a drink, talk to the bartender, and maybe get some info.
Yeah. I would like to wear a single hat. This seems like a single hat occasion.
Ooh,
now,
what do dwarves eat? What is like dwarven cuisine? Is it German?
Let me back up for one sec. For my information, though, Agnomeio, are you wearing your new magical hat, or are you wearing your sombrero de Cordobas, or whatever it is?
No, I am wearing
Chipotle
de Cordobas. I think this is a somewhat casual,
okay, good to know.
Not to throw balls at anybody.
Yes.
Unless you're Knobolas.
Hey now.
Throwing balls at everybody who came into his path.
You get a ball. You get a
Hey,
ball.
I'm so
You get a
good.
ball. You get a ball. You get a
All right. So, you guys head out to the main area, and you're just kind of sitting around. And the what's her name? Helga. Sorry, I'm losing track of all my tabs here. Did you not get a name? Okay, you might not have gotten a name. Let me just.
We got that her beard was braided with little bows in it, and she was trying to look pretty.
Silver Sweet Inn. You guys would be amazed at the length of this file that I have right here. It's insane. Okay, her name was Hilda. I was close. I thought it was Helga. It's Hilda. So Hilda comes over and she's like, "Oh, how was your bath? Did you have a good bath?"
It was lovely.
Great.
And she looks at you, Knobolas, and she hands you a little piece of paper. On this piece of paper is the names of a couple of locations. One says, one's called the Amazing Chest. Another one.
I mean, you're looking at it. Sorry.
Another one is called the Come Right In.
You're not ready for this one.
And
We
then
were prepared.
And then there's a third one, but it actually has a couple of, I don't want to say dollar signs because I feel like it's got the symbol for dollar signs next to this one, and it says the Open Purse.
Sounds expensive.
And then she kind of winks at you and
right in.
so she hands this to you discreetly. So it's up to you whether anybody else in your party sees this.
Oh no, they're not going to see. No.
Okay, cool. So she hands you guys all one little sheet of parchment, and it's got a number of foods on it. And she says, everything's all ready to go. If you guys would like some food, we mostly serve kind of things mushroom based here. That's our major thing here is mushrooms. We've got a little bit of bear meat on the menu occasionally when the Ironheart clan decides to give it around. But we have some mushroom and barley soup. We have some creamy mushroom risotto, roasted mushroom and vegetable quinoa, and mushroom and herb goat cheese tarts.
Well,
Risotto for
that
me.
all sounds very lovely, but I'm just confused. Which part of the pig is mushroom?
And she looks at you. She says, "I think it's probably part of the snout. I don't know. Like they sniff mushrooms. I'm not quite sure I understand the question."
Oh, is snout? Oh, I do love snout. You give me one of everything. If
One
it
of
is snout, I will eat it.
Oh my goodness! All right, yeah, that sounds. How about the rest of you? What would you eat?
Risotto.
Risotto as well.
I'll have the soup.
Good soup. All right, excellent.
Is it a dark soup?
I want a dark soup.
All right. So she also says that we have a number of beers and ales on tap here. If that's a thing that you're interested in, yes. Yep.
What is the difference between a beer and an ale, or is there a difference? Are they the
Oh
same?
my God.
That's a legit question.
No,
That's a legit
ale-
question.
Oh, okay.
An ale is a type of beer.
Right.
Okay.
The ale is higher in IBUs. I know that much.
What are IBUs?
Oh, God, it's the whole
International
tangent. There we go.
bitterness units. Yeah.
International what units?
Bitterness units, I think.
It sounds like a
Oh,
fake.
that
Is
sounds
that really
terrible.
what it is?
It sounds
Yeah,
fake.
Yeah, because I've heard of IBU, but I didn't know that. That's cool.
IBUs.
What's your least hoppy beer? I'll take the least hoppy beer you have.
Well, let me tell you. So we have a Silver Vein Stout. We have the Miner's Silver Ale, Silver Load Lager, and Orc Heart Ale, the Silver Nugget. We like to call it the DPA because it's a Dwarven Pale Ale.
Well played.
Now let's just heard DP.
Oh, yes. Caught my ears. My elder ears.
So they have a stout, a couple of ales, a lager, and a DPA.
You don't carry
I want the
snortable
stout.
stout. What? You're uncultured swine. I was kidding.
You're
Swine. See what he did there? Snorted.
I'm unfamiliar.
Naturally, I will have the dark stout.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll
I
have
want the stout also.
Yeah, I'll do a stout. I'll go along with that.
I'm a not so stout halfling, so I'll take a stout.
And she looks at you and Agnomeio, will you be joining?
I will tell you what. You give me whatever is strongest, for Agnomeio Banderas can take it.
Are you interested in some of our Glendraconic whiskey?
Wait, there's whiskey?
I didn't know there was whiskey on
That
the menu.
sounds lovely.
Well,
Hey,
I'll have a stout and a whiskey.
don't all of you try to change your minds now.
Yeah, it's an all-inclusive, dude.
said-
I can have a stout and a
Yeah.
whiskey if I want to.
I would. It's
like
quite
Club Med. Oh my god.
it's quite pricey. It's gonna be 15 gold for a bottle.
Ooh, no, thank you.
Damn.
I'll take the included options.
You know what? My friends here, they deserve it. Why don't I buy each of them a round of your Glendraconic?
Oh.
I'll take
Oh,
it.
you don't have to do that.
Well,
you must be
the-
loaded, dude.
I don't want to.
You have.
I don't want to make assumptions about how much you can drink, but the 15 gold will buy you the bottle. So if you like the bottle to yourself, then for sure. But
Ah.
I think that sounds reasonable.
little bottle service. All right. She looks up and she snaps her fingers again. Bring over the Glendraconic.
We're at the
You
club.
said that was 15?
We're at the
15
club
gold,
with B. Diddy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I
We're at
got
the
you.
club. We're at the club with B. Diddy tonight. Damn.
So you notice there are a couple people around the room that are looking at you guys at this point because you're clearly spending some money. Make a let's see. Which one of you is probably the highest in perception? Let's go with that. I should have written down your
Not
passive
me.
perception.
Definitely not
but
me.
I'm +2.
I am +3.
All right. Why don't you, Alessio? Why don't you roll perception for me, please?
This is where he tries to kill me. Here it comes.
Whiskey comes to life and drowns.
18, baby.
All right. 18. So you see the man that it's a male dwarf that goes back in to go get the Glendraconic. As you see him grab the bottle, he takes a couple minutes and he's inspecting one of the barrel kegs that's back there, and then he comes and brings the bottle. That's it.
Okay, that's it.
Yep.
Okay. It seems to be safe, everybody.
All right.
I have no reason to expect it wouldn't be. We are amongst miners. These are my people.
Excellent. All right. So the rest of the night goes pretty uneventfully. Assuming that you guys would like to kind of stay here, I'm going to unfortunately end the episode a little early tonight. So tell me now whether you'd like to spend the rest of the night in the inn and get a good night's sleep, or if you think that you would go back out after having some food and some drinks, and we'll start there either way on the next episode. Don't read into either question. Just tell me what you guys would like to do.
I don't know, guy. I feel like we rested like for 3 days before we got in, so we should.
Right.
I feel like we should just go out.
Explore.
And start. Yeah, let's
Go
just
out
go
and about?
explore.
Knobolas is
Yeah.
definitely going. Well, I think Knobolas is going to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
them that he's going to go to bed. But I think Knobolas would like to go out after they leave.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Where's Knobolas going after we leave?
I don't know. We've got 3 options. We'll find out.
Also, I
On the
like
next
that
episode.
you got those options, and I got recommended a veterinarian. That speaks a lot to our characters, and I'm okay with this. I just think that's hilarious.
You had a dog growling at the door. Nobody came into your room. I told you to trust me.
Good boy, Booker. I stand by that.
Oh, but by the way, so you mentioned that tomorrow morning Booker will be groomed. So she ends up talking to you, and Hilga comes over and she says, would you like us to take Booker first thing in the morning and let you sleep in, or would you like to walk him over to the groomer yourself?
I'd like to walk him over myself. He'll do better with the groomer if I introduce him to it.
Okay. And then she pulls a little tiny chunk of like jerky out of her pocket, and she looks at you and she says, "Is it okay if I give Booker this some meat.
Yeah, you can give him a treat.
And she
why does she
says,
have pocket jerky is what I want to know.
why wouldn't
Who
you?
doesn't have pocket jerky in a dwarven city? Come on.
She says, does he know any tricks?
He knows a bunch of tricks.
And she reaches behind her, and she's the owner of the inn, and she takes a little hatchet off and she holds it up and she says, "Play dead." What does Booker do?
Booker does the whole. I was trying to think of the equivalent of like the bang bang thing that people do. So
We're on the same page.
he goes up on his back feet and then like does like this, like his throat's just been cut, and then falls over.
Perfect. And she goes, "Good boy, good boy," and she hands him the jerky. All right. And on that happy note, we're going to end tonight's stream. So, certainly had more climactic endings, but I like this one. You guys deserved a happy ending for once. All right. So
there's your happy ending.
Yeah.
Knobolas.
Oh, so, man. Not but no, it was cute. It involved Booker. I'm happy. So.
All right. So next week we will rejoin everybody here in Urngor Zuak as they explore the city. Get to know a little bit more about the 4 clans and where they're going next. All right, so thank you everybody for joining us here on Dungeons and Drams. We had a great time. Usually we go till 11:30. We just had to end a little early tonight. So for anybody who's new, who's watching, we appreciate you coming by. And thank you guys all for playing. You guys did great tonight. It's a little different kind of episode. And for making me drink whiskey to get my Scottish accent on. So cheers, everybody. I'll make sure to pregame next time. And we didn't have to do a drinking
song.
Yes. Oh, yes. Next time. You reminded me. I'm making a note now.
You might want to write one.
Yeah.
I'll Google some.
Chat GPT. All right. Good night, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.